Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dr. Quack Show. You know, I've been thinking about a topic here. For the last week, it's been kind of going down, just about the independent circuit and how the things happen in there. In professional wrestling, This is something that, I'm just kind of want to talk about real quick. Not really going to make a long video out of this. There was something that was once told to me by a good friend of mine in the business. He told me the most important thing when it comes to being a wrestler and being on a show is the term setting the table. Setting the table is basically talking about no matter where you are on the card, you definitely want to make your best match, but you want to know your role in that. That first match always sets the table. What I mean, you have Thanksgiving dinner. You sit there and you have the turkey and the stuffing and the cranberries and the yams and all the great fixings. But if you have shit all over your silverware, are you going to be able to eat that properly? Probably not. You're probably not going to want to eat it at all. That you don't want to eat it all. It makes you disgusted. It's just like that in the professional wrestling business. When you talk about the first match, your opener, your opener should be a good match. You definitely want that to keep the crowd into it. Because if that match is horrible, it makes the rest of your show look like shit. But, let me tell you, there is another half to that. If your first match is, let's just say, standards here, and let's say your match is up here, it can kill momentum on a show because your second, third, fourth, fifth, let's just say we do an 8-match card. That sounds about standard. Most people like 7. 7 is generally about a, average card, 6 to 7. But, those middle matches there before your semi-main event and your main event, those can look completely horrible in comparison. And, people will lose interest. And then you're trying to, bring out the dessert, otherwise known as the main event, and nobody's paying attention. Some of them might have left. Some of them may have no interest now because of that. It's all about impressions on this. Like your opener match has to be really good. You don't have to be excellent, but it has to tell a story. It has to continue the flow up there so it builds and it builds. It's a lot like sex. You can't just go straight into an orgasm. You have to have foreplay and you have to have, a lot of things before that happens. You can't just turn on a light switch and make everybody excited and want to watch your match and keep into it. You have to actually, keep moving with that. I see this a lot of times, even in matches. I was told in my trainings and times, if you think you're going too fast, slow down. If you think you're going just right, take it down a notch or two. It's a dance, not a race. So you have to slow it down. You want to get the crowd into it. It sets the table. I mean, if your first match has 30 or 40 high spots in it, believe me, it's overkill. It's overkill. It's one of the worst things that can happen. You want just the right amount to tell your story in your match. Your rivalry that you're working somebody with. You want that there. You really do. You don't have to overkill it. Sell it, make it look good. People will watch. People like when you tell them a story. You don't need 50 super kicks in a match. Unnecessary bumps, especially on an opener Really? Is it necessary? No. Save that for the main event guys. Let them, the guys who are in your main, semi-main, anybody after, let's just say, fourth match on. Okay, let them guys get in their high spots. Let them guys do that. If you're working 1 through 3 on a card, you kind of don't really need to do that as much. I mean, certain situations, circumstances dictate, but on a general rule, you shouldn't. You want to continue to get the crowd into you. If you're a heel, you work that crowd. You get them pissed off. If you're a baby face, you get that crowd behind you. That's what you're supposed to do. And usually, if you have someone that's smart and books shows, and does on a regular, a lot of times they're going to have a veteran in there in that match. You should never put 2 rookies in a match. Anybody will tell you that. You put 2 rookies in a match, you're looking for trouble. You really are, because a lot of times they don't know how to read and react. You have a veteran in that match, whether it be heel or baby, and generally a veteran, the veteran of the match is generally heel. Not always. But that guy there, he controls that match. He's listening for the crowd. He's waiting to see if they're getting into this match, or if they're sitting on their hands, or if they're heading to the popcorn stand. That's exactly what the veteran does. The veteran's control of all that. As the veteran's responsibility to make sure that this match gets over. Not goes over. No matter winning or losing. Fuck all that noise. Gets over. Did you get over as the babyface? As the fans behind you? Did you get over as a heel? Do they want to see you get your ass kicked? That's the important things here, folks. You're setting the table. Because, setting the table doesn't just mean the show. It also means your feud. If you, are booked on an indie show and you are booked in a rivalry with someone, you want to build that rivalry. Same respect. It's what you do. You're supposed to build these things. Like I said, we're not going straight for orgasm here. You don't do that. You have to build things up. And I think that's the two biggest problems I see here. Not enough build up on things. Everybody rushing. And everybody just, doing things they shouldn't do in the ring. False finishes. Good God. False finishes. Why? Why do we got to have 50 false finishes in a match? Yes, the E can get away with that. Okay, as I explained to one of my friends here, I explained that. The E can get away with that. Everybody likes to talk about that Shawn Michaels Undertaker match at Mania. And how many times, Shawn kicked out of a tombstone and Taker kicked out a super kick. Do you know why they can get away with that? Because there's something that any wrestlers are not. They're considered legends. They're supposed to be above the standard. The Undertaker, no one move's going to finish him. Same with Shawn Michaels. So it has to be built like that. Almost like a great monster movie, like a Freddy versus Jason, for example. Yeah, you have to build that. So many guys don't build their stories. They just go out there, they work their match. And sometimes this isn't wrestlers' fault. Sometimes this is management's fault. Talking about promoters and bookers. Because it takes everybody in this fucking business. Everybody. Even a guy in the popcorn stands over there. Guy in concession over there. Everybody has to work together to make a great show. That's where it all comes in. People need to work together. I wish people would get through some of this, and learn it. It's important. Some of you guys may never been trained like this on that subject, but it's very important. A lot of you guys, in the indie scene that I see, of course, everybody wants to reach the fucking top of the world. Everybody wants to make it to the E, right? But what do you think Vince and Hunter and everybody else that's on that team, scout team, creative team, what do you think they're looking for in an independent wrestler? What do you think they're looking for? Do you think they're looking for that 450 splash? Do you think Vince is going, yeah, that's what I want? No. Why? Because you're injury prone soon? I mean, it happens to a lot of guys. You get injury prone. You fuck up once. You might have screwed up your career. Think about that. You know? You say, I've hit it 100 times, 1,000 times. Sure. But there's going to be that one chance where you can be completely screwed. And you might only be doing it for 40 to 60 bucks. Hell, maybe even 100 or two, okay? We'll just say some of you guys out there doing it for 100 or 200. He's not interested in that, dude. He's interested in your selling. He's interested if you're going to put his guys over, because the current stars are the ones they want to put over. And someday, if you make it to that E level, he's going to put you over if he feels that way. You know? That's what bookers do. They put people over. They're telling the story. You know? I just felt like going on to this. I didn't really want to go too much longer, but, you know, I just wanted to get out my piece here because it felt like something I needed to say. My biggest lesson, I hope that you young wrestlers are learning, and young, I'm referring to guys who are just getting into this, probably up to about the 5-year mark. You know, most people after 5 years generally get this concept, I will say. Some a little bit earlier, too. Set the fucking table. Set the fucking table. Okay? That's what you got to do. And God damn it, if you're a fucking heel, be a heel. If you're a fucking baby, be a fucking baby. It's fine. Whatever you're supposed to be. You know, so many damn tweeners out there. Establish yourself. Show that you have character. And the great thing is something that everybody should know and everybody should do. Learn how to cut a promo. Learn. That is the most important thing in this fucking world. Cutting the goddamn promo. You've seen it in the past where you've seen guys that are great workers in the ring and they can't talk worth a fuck. You know? That's where you have to learn the art of the promo. If you don't know, go find somebody who does. I tell you, there's a lot of seminars out there and a lot of guys who can definitely show you how it's done. But this is it, folks. I'm done right now. I'll probably make some more videos this weekend. Thank you for tuning in. If you can, like, share, comment, give me your thoughts on what I've said. I would definitely like to know if I am right or if I am wrong. By all means, give me your opinion. Good luck, folks. Godspeed.